to the computer. All right, awesome. Let's get going. So guys, we have some guest speakers tonight that we'll get to in a minute. As promised, I think Mike and Martin Conway were the two that really brought forward to me that they love just a little bit of product training on every call, even if it's just like one highlight for 5 minutes. So we're going to have a product highlight graciously by Mike today, as well as he's also going to overview some ideas on 100 BV packs. And we discussed this a little bit in our professional development program or cohort that many of you are going through or are going to be going through called Future Executives. And we talked about it last week as kind of an after action review. And people wanted to hear more about that. So we're going to talk about that today. And we also have our rock star Grand Cayman qualifier, Christine Manukin, who is commuting home from work right now from her clinical pharmacy role at the hospital. And she created 8 consultants in 1 week, all with 100 BV packs, and regained her executive status and qualified for the Grand Caymans. And so many of you are wanting to hear about recruitment and what kind of packs you're using. And so I thought that'd be a perfect segue over to Christine after Mike really highlights some of the packs and Christine can get settled at home. There's nothing like multitasking. You can't tell me you don't have time to do this. All these folks are, Christine's working on the Sunday and she's still going to present to us. That's why she's going to Grand Cayman. Okay, so without further ado, we always kick off our calls though with shout outs and just recognition and general housekeeping. So I'm going to start with general housekeeping. Get out a pen just so that you've got your organization this week and you prioritize. Sometimes it can get overwhelming because we have a lot of calls. And I want you to just pick and choose what's going to serve you most. You can't get to all of them when you're working full time. I get that. You can grab recordings when they work for you. However, Jimmy Smith will be speaking tomorrow. He's not recorded. His lifetime earnings with Isagenix are over 70 million. And he will be speaking tomorrow night on the art of building a sustainable network. And there'll be 3 generations presenting. It's going to be him. And then there's going to be Susan Miller, and then Susan Miller's millennial daughter, Chelsea Miller. If you've never heard her speak, you guys, this will be a great presentation to get some great perspective. If you've got room in your calendar, 8:30 tomorrow. I think it's 8:30. I might be wrong. I posted it on our Run With Me group, a Facebook page though. Thank you, lady. So you can go check that out tomorrow and be inspired. It's an incredible story. But they're really going to talk about creating a sustainable network, and that is really about residual income. Sustainable networks is what create the true residual income. Secondly, mark your calendars, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 24th. We're going to do a mega call for Celebration. So for those of you that are going to Celebration and you've never been before specifically, I know we're going to miss you, lady, but thanks for watching the kids while I'm there. We're going to do a group call with Amanda Ham, who's my direct upline, Renee Schreibman, and Elizabeth Laconi. We're going to do one big mega call about Celebration and the ins and outs of it, and a lot of frequently asked questions, and you can bring your questions to the call. So mark your calendars for that for next week, next Wednesday night at 8:30. If you're in the Future Execs group, where we're going to be having calls on Wednesday nights, that fast track group, next week's the only week we're actually going to move our call to Thursday night. So don't get confused. We'll talk about that on Wednesday night as well. But we want to keep the momentum with that training, so we're not going to cancel it. We're just going to move it this coming week to a different day. I think that was it for general housekeeping. Be sure to join the Get Call tomorrow morning. Gosh, there are so many rank advancements with this birthday cake. It's just pretty exciting. And with that said, I want to open up for recognition and just shout outs to the team, because I love starting out that way. And I'm going to give my own couple of shout outs really quickly. My first shout out goes to Karam, who pulled me into 2 3-way calls this week, one of which was on my drive to Asheville. He's been bringing in some phenomenal qualified leads, and he was able to close the gap and close his prospect on Friday. By Friday night, he had him enrolled. So incredible opportunity with a very business-minded entrepreneur. So kudos to you, Karam, just with your growth and your tenacity and, just pursuing the business the way that you are. I also wanted to give a shout out to Kristen Arrear. I don't know if you knew Kristen, but you have a new associate in my back office. It may be Brandon. Maybe it's Brandon who's on the line. Is Brandon on the line? But either way, you have a new associate, which is really exciting. Somebody's interested in the business, and maybe we can talk about this week because they've converted themselves to becoming a business builder. And this person's not on the line. She's still on her wedding/honeymoon, but I wanted to give us just a happy wedding to Marcy, who's a new member on our team, who just got married this weekend somewhere in the islands with her family. It was cute, just tiny little wedding with her kids. So, and a happy belated birthday to Terry. Somehow I missed her birthday, and just wanted to give her a huge shout out. Karen. Okay, so it was Karen. Is it Karen Hodge that's on the line? Yay! Congrats, Karen. Welcome to the team. We're excited to have you, and congrats to converting yourself to associate and taking that first step and leaning in to learn a little bit about the opportunity to share in this incredible team and company. So, okay. So lastly, a huge shout out, and then I promise I'll let you guys speak, but to Dawn and Terry, who hosted a phenomenal event this weekend with just a great group of folks. Terry opened me into her home, and we had I think you guys ended up with 3 enrollments, two men who have entrepreneurial, backgrounds and large networks. And I know, Dawn, you've got a previous Beachbody coach that you worked with that was there that's enrolling. And to, trying to think, trying to think. Yeah, I think that was it. So anyway, so I just wanted to give some huge recognition. It's no small undertaking to host those events and to coordinate and collaborate and prepare and recruit. And so that was fun. And thanks for taking us to your lake house today. That was fun too. All right. So I'm gonna turn it over to anyone else on the line that just wants to give any general recognition to their teammates, anything they've noticed or wanted to just give a shout out on.
Hey, Melissa, can I share real quick?
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, hey. Oh, child. Say hello. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm baking food.
Hi.
Okay, thank you. I just want to give a shout out to our associate Phoebe in Hong Kong, Katie Chong's sister. Many of you know. She enrolled one on her left and one on her right. So she's a consultant. Now in Hong Kong, you actually have to go into the office to convert to associate. For her to be consultant, but that was really exciting. So I want to give, and then also to Katie to continuing. I believe there are a couple others that she's helping her sister in Hong Kong enroll. So congrats to her. And also Dr. Nicoletta, her birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday to Dr.
Nicoletta. Happy birthday. Awesome work. Yeah, I mean, that's some initiative. You have to show up at the home office to get your account converted. That's some commitment. That's awesome. Thank you, Melva. Any other shout outs or recognition? All right. I quickly, before we really move into content and go to Mike, I wanted to give Dawn and Terry maybe a quick second.
Melissa?
Yes, Karen. Is that Karen?
I just wanted to.
Yep, we can hear you, bud. I just heard you.
All right, so I just want to say thank you for all your help and your support. Shout out to you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's fun. It's not work for me. I made a post about it tonight. It's just fun. I was laughing with Dawn when I was cleaning my car out this morning. I realized I didn't drink half my shake on the way up to the mountains because I was on the phone with you, and I was previously on the phone with someone else on kind of a coaching call, and then I got on the phone with you, and then I was in Asheville. Like 2 hours went by, and I was there, and I forgot about my shake, and it was completely cooked and stinky in the car this morning. I know you guys have experienced that before. Well, thank you, Karen. I love showing up for people who are showing up, right? For those of you that are obviously all of you on the call are showing up. So if you're showing up to the calls and you're plugged in and you reach out to me personally for a 3-way call, I will support you in the drop, a moment's notice. Just like with Terry and Dawn, who said, we're going to host this event. Will you come? I'm like, sure. As long as it's not a weekend, my kids have a swim meet, I'm there. So absolutely. Thanks for bringing qualified leads. Okay, so real quickly, Dawn and Terry, would either one of you like to just give just a quick highlight on your event, best practices from this weekend with your, your sip and sample / business presentation? Terry, you're on mute. I see your mouth moving.
You want me to talk, or does Dawn want to?
That's fine. Just a quick highlight. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll say my little minute's worth. So, I think it was. I think it's probably our third one that we've done. So we kind of know what we're doing in terms of the products that we want to have out, how we want to have them organized on the side, and what we want to offer people for sampling of the foods and stuff. It was nice because we couldn't tell, as you never can, what kind of a crowd you're going to have, but it's a nice kind of cozy crowd. And there were some new people there that we were trying to pitch that really needed the products. One to add weight and muscle, and one to kind of more as a detox for some of his issues. So at least on my side, and then I think you also, Dawn, had someone on your side to come in, but I think we had it really well organized where we talked about our own transformation and then our own experience on the business side, and then Melissa having you there to take over and really do an incredible pencil pitch and talk about your experience and your background and how you've, made that change as a part-time for 2 years, then going full-time 2 years, and now being a 6-figure earner. It was just really very motivating for all of us in the room. And it got our prospects too, also very motivated to look into this really seriously on the business side. So I think it was a super night, and I'm sure we're going to close everyone that was there. And just, I just want to say for you and Dawn that we then went to the lake today and had a great time there as well, continuing our fun. And I had my tennis friends come, and after everybody left, I was in the water with Danielle just chatting, and we were out there for probably 2 hours just trying water and talking. And she now, hopefully I will convert her. She's on something else though, similar to Isagenix. So we're going to compare the ingredients. It's the same cost as like the 100 BV and very similar, but she was really excited about the business building opportunity that we offer. And so we're going to compare ingredients and hopefully get her on board soon too.
That's
so
awesome.
that was fun.
Terry, one thing I've noticed about your style, it's very similar to Christine Manukin's that you're going to hear from later in the call today. But, when I went out to LA and spent the weekend with her, she really establishes culture and community and connection first. And that's one thing I noticed, when I was there. She set up she does this like hike. She invites anyone and everyone on Instagram that's in the local area that she knows. But what's interesting, what evolved from that when I was there, is it takes like 2 hours to get up that mountain and back down. And there's some pretty in-depth conversations you can have with a human being and really get into some really good, conversation around whatever is on their mind. If it's around health or wealth or lack thereof, it can come up, and it's kind of like playing a golf game with someone, like there's just time to have that networking and connection and communication and build that rapport and trust before just trying to sell someone on something. And I think that you and Dawn are really onto something there. And what I saw that Dawn was mentioning too is she had a number of people who couldn't make it, but said, please invite me to the next one. And that gives you the continuation to have and host the next event and have a reason to invite those people. So I think what you guys are doing up there is amazing.
Thank
Dawn,
you.
Anything you want to say before we turn it over to Mike?
Yeah, just really quick is just go flow, be confident what as a meeting, and don't be married to your agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were so flexible, and it just really is authentic when you go about the way. So just it was so much fun. And thank you, Melissa. I concur with Kiram. You rock. I appreciate everything you do for us.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and maybe, you know, if you're going to have a top shelf margarita at lunchtime and then 2 glasses of wine, maybe have the event start before 7 so you're not falling asleep, right? No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing, but Dawn and I were joking about it because, like, the event didn't start till 7, but we hadn't seen each other for a while, so we went and had lunch, a late lunch with a margarita, and then, you know, we had a glass of wine or 2 before 7 o'clock. And by the time 7 came around, I was like, okay, showtime, got to talk. But I've had, you know, had a little bit of fun already. So no, but I kid. It was fun. It was really fun. We're just getting old. Okay. Let me turn it over to who, Mike, you're like quickly becoming just like our product guru, if you haven't noticed. Like, I think part of it is just your street credit of your background. And those of you who are brand new on the call, Mike has his pro card. He's a professional bodybuilder, but he's also in the arena of being a medical device rep. So he has this scrutiny and, you know, an eye for appreciating and understanding the quality and purity of products, but also just that clinical aspect, being in the industry, the industry of medical devices, and the whole rigor and process of that whole, I liken it to just, you know, appreciating the FDA approval process and living a life of supporting a company like that gives you a real appreciation for the rigors that Isagenix goes through to make sure the purity and the quality of their products are incredible. So you just got a lot of street credit. I'm just going to turn it over to you just to unleash what you feel like sharing with us tonight. And then we'll have Christine really wrap up the call with her nuggets on creating consultants. And you're on mute right now, Mike. If you're ready to speak, you might. There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Melissa. You know, I was thinking about my preparation for this evening. I was thinking to myself, you know, if I'm trying to recruit types of people depending on what their needs are, then I should have 100 BV packs that would address each one of those needs. And so I came up with what I would say are my top 5 100 BV packs. And I just kind of gave them a name, you know, just so that I would remember them. And the first one that I would talk about, I call it my isoprotein pack. And essentially what this is it's the Isoline Pro and the Amped Protein Bar. So for somebody who, let's say, is looking to add muscle in the gym, or somebody that's just looking to add real quality protein to their diet, this might be a good pack for them. And the way that it would break down is if somebody ordered 2 boxes, you know, each box has 14 packs. If somebody ordered 2 packs, 2 boxes rather, at $53.99 a pop, that's $108. And then 2 boxes of the Amp Protein Bars. There's 12 bars in each box. And so 2 boxes of those would be $34.95 for a total of $70. Yeah, that up, you get $178. And so what that would give somebody is essentially if they just took in 1 shake a day and ate 1 bar a day, they would get somewhere right around 65 grams of protein, additional over and above like the food that they're eating, whether, you know, be chicken or fish or beef or whatever. And but again, being $178, you know, that would qualify as a 100 BV pack. And so somebody who's, you know, really looking to supplement their diet with some quality protein, this might be something, you know, that I would offer somebody in the gym that I work out with who I know is trying to get quality protein. So that's the first one. Any questions about that one?
Mike, I will just pipe in and say, Terry, that might be exactly what your boy Jody needs. So Jody, who was at her overview last night, has a really high metabolism. He's in his late 40s and eats everything. We watched him eat a honey bun that was about this big. He drank 2 Cokes while he was there. He had some mini cinnamon rolls. He had potato chips. The guy had like concentrated Kool-Aid drops that he was adding to his water, and he can't gain weight. Like, he's trying to gain weight. And so Terry, there you go. Like that may be what all he needs is just at this point, because his palate is so destroyed with sugar, you know, you may not want to even attempt to detox him right now because he might just throw up and die. I'm being a little sarcastic, but just introduce him to the protein, you know, especially the chocolate decadence. As much as he likes sweets, that chocolate decadence bar would probably right up his alley. So thank you. Yeah, that's great, Mike. I'm excited to hear them.
Is it okay if I ask something to that, Melissa?
Yeah.
So we did the insulin shake because we're thinking last night maybe just giving him 4 shakes, and he has to do 2 a day, 1 in the morning and then 1 after his workout. But would the bars, do you think, be also a better solution for someone that's looking to add protein to his diet? See, we're trying to break him. We're trying as much as he wants to build the muscle. We also understand, after seeing how he brought a cooler of his own bologna sandwiches and Coke and Kool-Aid, like Melissa said, all these honey buns. We're trying to change this guy's nutrition because he's a mess. He's obviously a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's one thing about the shake, you know, the Insulin Pro shake. It's, you know, it's designed as a meal replacement. It is very filling, but sometimes people need to feel like they're actually eating something, right? And so, you know, each bar gives you, you know, right around 30 grams of protein. And so just a little bit less than the pack. And so, yeah, to answer that question, I think that it would definitely be a great thing to, you know, to maybe satisfy a guy like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So one more question, Mike. I'm sorry, Melissa. One more question, Mike. Bar that you just mentioned, is that the regular bar, or is there a pro bar that's even more protein?
Yeah.
The bar I'm referring to is the Amped Protein Bar.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I was. That was I was going to pipe in about, Terry. I don't even think we thought about that, or you may not even know, and now you do, and now the whole team does. There's some new people on the line. Not only do we have our Isoline protein bars, we have the Amped Pro bars, which are lower in carbohydrates and higher in protein. And so that I agree with you 100%, Mike. If you got dudes coming in whose diet needs a dramatic overhaul and they're, you know, sweet addicts, maybe a shake a day and a bar a day allows them to chew versus 2 shakes a day, which is like, oh gosh, now you're telling me I got to guzzle down 2 of these. Whereas if you're giving him 1 a day and he's not used to that, and then he's getting to chew on a protein bar, it's better segue.
Well, and you know, the thing that I like about this particular pack is that, again, it's the minimal, you know, needed to get in and to get that 100 BV. And what happens once you start trying these bars, I know Jennifer just typed in, you know, the cookie dough as being one of the awesome flavors. You know, once you try a couple of bars, you know, a couple of shakes, then you're like, you know what, I want more of these. And so what happens is that person comes in at $178, but then they end up starting to order more.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so rather than getting somebody to, you know, try to come in at $300 or $400, you get them in 178, you get them in on the minimum, and then they start to order more as they like the products. So you sort of bring them in slowly. That's why I like the idea of a 100 BV pack personally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and then you don't have the buyer remorse. You don't.
Yeah. So that's, you know, the protein pack. Another one that I really kind of like, that's my own design, I would call it the ISO workout pack. And what this has, the Amp Nitro, the Amp Recover, and the Amp Hydrate. And so the way I would do it is if you got 2 of the containers of the AMP Nitro at $39.99, that's $80. If you got 2 of the Recover at $27 each, that's $54, and then 1 AMP Hydrate at $21, that puts you right at about $155.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that would be enough for 100 BVs. And the reason why I chose this combination is because the Nitro is a great pre-workout because it's got the creatine in it. So you drink that before you work out, and that's going to really amplify your performance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Recover, as we talked about on previous call, has the BCAAs in it. Now, I like to drink that throughout the day, but it's also a great way to have, you know, an 8 or 10 ounce glass with a couple of scoops and get those BCAAs into your system. Remember, you know, you just worked out, your system's decimated, and you want to put quality nutrients back into your system after that workout. And so the AMP Recover is a great way to get BCAAs into your system after the workout. And then, of course, the AMP Hydrate is what you would actually drink during the workout itself. So that's what I would call my ISO workout pack. Any questions on that one?
Yeah, I think we're good. That's
okay.
Good.
Yeah, and so then another one I thought of, I would call my ISO Optimum Health Pack. And when I think about this one, I think about all of the quality nutrients that we need to be putting in our bodies daily, irregardless of whether or not we're working out. And so the way I have this one designed, you could go with the essentials, vitamins for men and women, the greens, the Fiber Pro, because we all need fiber, stay regular, right? And then the Isomega Supreme. And so the way this would break down, if you got 1 bottle of the vitamins, there's 120 capsules in a bottle. That's $27. If you got 2 containers of the greens, and I know there's a lot of fans of the greens. I'm a big fan of eating spinach lettuce, but if you don't have access to it or something, the greens are a great way to get, you know, what I would call like fibrous type nutrition into diet. If you got 2 of those, that's $33. The Fiber Pro 2 at $16.99 would be $34. And then the Isomega Supreme 2 at $20 is $40. That's a total of $167. So it's a great way to get a lot of nutrients to your body every single day. Again, getting in on that minimum of 100 BVs. This would satisfy that equation.
That's
Any
awesome.
questions about that one?
Mike,
next one,
before you move on.
Yes.
This is Karen. So quick question. So a lot of times when we order these a la carte, right, we don't necessarily get the $100 potential, you know, I don't want to say bonus, but, you know, credit. We don't get the $100 credit, do we? These are a la carte items that you've put together. Is that correct?
Yes,
all right,
that
very
is
cool.
correct. That is correct.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Christine's saying you do get $10. You get a $10 referral bonus that doesn't double like the PIBs do for the packs, right? So you do get a $10 bonus versus if you get someone started on a larger BV pack that aligns to a referral bonus like the basic 30-day for 25. Then if you bring in another system, that doubles, so you get 50. Or if it's a value pack, you bring in another, that 100 goes to 200. It looks like, Christine, you can unmute and speak to this if you want. She's typing. And she did a lot of this last week. So 10%. Okay, yeah. So she's saying you get 10% of a PI, like a referral bonus. But you don't get double.
You don't double. Honestly, this has been in place for many, 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 many years. Actually, this is how Isagenix got started. Those of you who don't know, when Isagenix started, it's only the day pack, the 9-day cleanse, which is exactly 100 BV and it's $149. So we get $10 PIB on pack. This has been initial pack that Isagenix started business with. So the 10% $10 bonus comes from this pack. And all this year, the $10, let's say, is on a 9-day pack, it was never kind of like doubled. So you can enroll somebody on the 9-day cleanse pack and then value pack and expect your $200 value pack. So they brought back the same concept as a, giving us the 10% of the PIB bonus. However, there's a catch. So Mike is doing a great job explaining this 100 BV packs. But if somebody comes in on a 100 BV pack, let's say I enroll Melissa on the 100 pack, I get my $10, okay? However, Melissa's BV actually goes down to a 90 thing because take away from your BV. So it's not a glitch in the system or anything like that. So now Melissa's ready to like enroll somebody. She really can't because she's not active, okay? That's why there was a lot of conversation to actually go ahead and try to push for 110 BV as your initial order. So when you take away the percent bonus that we are getting as an enrolling sponsor, the person who's being enrolled is not getting screwed, right? And I learned that. And
it's good to know.
Yeah, and this is something that Isagenix did not do a great job at explaining as they rolled out all this options on the 24th of the month, last month in June. However, yeah, so bottom line, if you have somebody who's potentially will be building Isagenix business or they have really secure position, right? Because, so you really want to make sure
Sorry, Christine, I just muted you because I muted everybody. Hang on, I'll unmute you. There you go. Oops. Okay.
So yeah, just I guess moving forward, just maybe adding sample pack, which I've been doing a lot, which I'll talk a bit too. It's only 6 BV, but it's step closer to the 110. You know what I mean? So maybe throwing in like a sample pack will give them that extra, closer to 110 BV. So then they stay active. So I hope this helps and clarifies.
So Jennifer says, so really 110 BV it will set you free instead of 100. No, those are great nuggets.
Yeah.
The sample pack is great anyway, just to give people broad exposure to the products. One thing I want to underscore before we go back to my kind of completing these next 2 packs is I'm super excited about the idea to create these 100 BV packs and meet people where they are, but I don't want us to miss the boat on initiating people on 30-day systems either. Just because we have these 100 BV packs that we can create, it's still our job to investigate with people what their health and wellness goals are and what their level of commitment is. Because if I have someone come in who has heard these phenomenal stories about weight loss and energy and sleep, and they're really ready and committed to make a life change, I'm still going to lead with a 30-day pack. I'm still leading with a value pack with 100% confidence based on their level of commitment and based on their budget. So, but I'm really excited about the 100 BV packs to meet people where they are who aren't coming in for a full nutritional overhaul, but do want to dip their toe in, or they're really business minded and they want to gain a position on the team and try the products, but they don't want to invest a tremendous amount of money. So it's really our job to investigate what people's health and wellness goals are. I'm still leading with the packs because I still think people get the best broad exposure, but I'm also going to assess their budget and look at different options for them to offer them. And the key concept is, and this is where Isagenix is headed, and Susan Miller's really been talking about this for the last couple of months, is the product introductory bonuses, they're great, they're lucrative, but in the end, if you're really pushing and twisting someone's arm to come in on a value pack so that you can get a better referral bonus, it's not really about the customer anymore, right? It's about you versus getting a customer in, and then the customer can end up with buyer's remorse and overspending on what they didn't want. But also, it's more about network marketing, and residual income is more about mass consumption of a little bit over a large market of people. And so as awesome as it is to get a 100 BV, or let's say you get your $200 double PIB from 2 value packs, so you get $400 this week. it's lucrative and it's awesome. And if that's what your prospect needed and wanted and you aligned that to them, then you hit it out of the park, and that's amazing, right? But it doesn't drive residual income. So if you guys think back to the cash flow quadrant, that PIB is linear income. You have introduced someone to the product, the company's giving you a referral bonus, you still traded time for money for that referral bonus. Where your residual income comes from, where your make money while you sleep income comes from, is the 100 minimum reorder monthly to stay active. So follow me on this for a second. So as you're building your business, over time, what pays my bills is not my PIVs. What pays my bills is the 100 BV or more committed consumer to this model, right? And so if all we're doing is leading with packs, we're missing so many people who have a smaller budget or a different goal. You're totally missing out on a huge market of people whose lives could be changed with this nutrition, who have a smaller budget that could long-term impact your residual, your monthly reorder, because each person who's introduced on a budget and a product line that works for them, you never know who they're going to share it with within their network, and it snowballs. So I'm kind of talking in circles here, but I hope I'm making sense that, like, we still need to meet the customer where they are, but we just need to be focused on what is going to give them the best product experience for the best price point, not necessarily what's going to get me the best PIB, right? So hopefully that makes sense. All right, I'll get off my soapbox, Mike. I'll let you go back to your products.
Okay. The next pack I would call my ISA inflammation pack. And this would consist of the joint and pain relief system, the IsaBiome, and the IsaGenesis. And so what that would look like is the joint and pain relief system, 2 at $14.95, that's $28.95. IsaBiome, 2 at $29.95, it's about $60. And one IsaGenesis at $79.99 is, you know, that would total up to $168. So again, that would put you over the 100 BV. Great way to get somebody started who might be having inflammation issues. Now, those of you that have more experience with IsaGenesis, you know, you might want to mix this up a little bit with a product or two that you found works great for inflammation. But it seems to me that people who have joint issues or inflammation issues, could be somebody maybe even who's elderly that's having inflammation issues or joint issues. This could be a great way to get somebody started in IsaGenesis, having them try these products. And then again, as they try them and see benefits, they would branch out, order more products, et cetera, et cetera. And on this one.
That's great. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the last one that I'll talk about, and it's, I guess, kind of a funny name. I couldn't really think of anything else. Call it my ISA ADD pack. Yeah. This would be for people that really suffer from like a lot of, attention deficit kind of stuff. You know, you have trouble concentrating during the day and that sort of thing. So I actually came up with a couple of things here that might work. And I think this would come up to $170, which would be 100 BV. It would basically be the brain and sleep support system. And 2 of those at $49 would be $98. And then putting the Ionic Supreme with that, 2 at $35.99 would be $72. Again, that totals to $170. And it seems to me those 2 products right there might be a couple of great choices for people who do have, trouble concentrating during the day, or maybe sleeping at night, or that sort of thing. So.
Oh, these are great, Mike.
Any comments on that one?
No, these are great. You know, I think that just hearing you pull a couple of products and talk about, what type of person this would fit for just opens our mind and Pandora's box of how much you can truly play with the product line and really create and meet people's needs. You know, it doesn't always have to be the protein shakes, you know. And so, no, I think this was really beneficial.
Right.
And Christine made a really great point. If you haven't put these different packs together already in your back office, in a customized cart, you totally should. And if you don't know how to do that, there's YouTube videos I can forward to you on how to do that. But I think all of us probably need to populate our carts with a couple of 100 BV packs. These were great customized carts that Mike's gone over with us tonight. Do keep in mind also the company has posted a couple of new 100 BV, not 100, between 100 and 120 BV packs in the back office. One's called like Everyday Shake. One's called like Everyday Health. So go take a look at those as well to see if there's not something that's already formulated that might meet the needs of these people. You know, some people just need a shake. You know, Christy on our team, I don't think she's on the line tonight. Christy was at the event last night. Her and her husband are doing like a real hardcore, they've done the 30-day system, but her mother-in-law is just doing a shake a day, every day, and it's making a huge difference. And so for that person, it'd just be 4 canisters of shake. Some people get overwhelmed by a lot of product, and that just a shake could make a huge difference. So awesome, Mike. Thank you so much for just your preparation and sharing your nuggets and your insight. I'm going to turn it over to Christine now to, share with us her insights for, the last 10 or 15 minutes of the call. Just for those of you who are new to the line, Christine is a rock star on the team. We've been kind of together on this journey since the beginning. I think maybe you came in maybe 2 months after me. I don't know. But she's broken all kinds of records. She's a master recruiter since day one. I mean, the reason she showed up in my back office was because she recruited like 70 people in a number of months. And I was brand spanking new. And my upline was like, "Who's this Christine girl? Like, she just qualified for you were like like one of the number one recruiters for the company that year. What was it? The Derby? I can't remember the name of the Derby, but you crushed it." And to this day, she does. Yeah. She's a massive recruiter. So I'm going to turn the mic over to her for you guys. Every competition the company puts out, she crushes it, including IsaBody. She's been on stage. She was a finalist. She's going to Grand Cayman. She's been on 4 trips with Isagenix because she's a goal crusher. She's a recruiter. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Christine, because in the past couple of weeks, she was pushing for her qualification for Grand Cayman, and she understood the algorithms, and with the Leader in Action report, knew she needed to collect points and create consultants and get that executive status too. And so she did it. She created 8 consultants in 1 week, I think, made a ton of crystal consultants, and used the 100 BV strategy. So I'm going to turn it over to you because this is new to a lot of people, and you clearly mastered it. So on to you.
Hey guys, again, thanks Melissa for the intro, and yes, it's been a fun. So I wanted to reiterate a couple of things Melissa talked about: future customers' residual income. And I wasn't going to mention about this, but it's very beautifully aligning up what I really want to share with my own journey as well. Hiram asked about the hundreds. Why not to give it away, right? So the past 3.5, almost 4 years, I've recruited everybody on the packs because, again, I was meeting their needs, and that was the goal. Even as a company, we didn't talk about 100 BV to set you free. So we were trained to really recruit. It's not duplicatable. I've enrolled over 200 people in the last 4 years, but I haven't had success maintaining customers as active because they will spend all this money and then they will be MIA for like 2-3 months because like, I have a lot of products left over. I'm not using my shakes every day as I was supposed to. That happens. So my recruitment rate went down dramatically because people were coming on these big packs, but not reordering. They were not duplicating because in their mind too, this is expensive. They don't want to pay $600, and they didn't feel comfortable selling this $600 pack to their families and friends. However, with that said, that didn't really stop me talking about products, and that's just how I've made a lot of money by enrolling people in double PIBs, not duplication, not residual income. What I learned the last couple of weeks, and thanks to our company rolling out this amazing initiatives and actually rewarding the customers, rewarding us for this extra $100 as a consultant bonus, that really changed my view of how I talk to people. And mind you, all these people that came to my organization, this is not my first touch. Some of these people I've been talking to for like 2, 3, 4 years. But because you had a conversation at one point and they said, no, not now, it didn't really stop me to go back and ask the question again, has anything changed in your life? Is this the right time for you to restart your journey? And I also started doing my own little mini challenge around July 4th, because I was like, hey, more people I get around in my community to do the July 4th slim down, 7-day kind of like slim down, why not? And guess what? I was literally talking about the 9-day cleansing program, but kind of making it more fun, something that was relatable to the people I'm talking to, okay? So if I'm talking to like a 60-year-old male who just wants energy, I'm not gonna talk about like, let's get summer ready, you know what I mean? I'm gonna use, Mike's approach of 100 BBs to what makes sense for them. But this means knowing your customers, asking questions. You're not being nosy to ask them about their goals. And I tell them from the beginning, listen, like, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I hope you don't feel like offended if I ask you like very personal questions, because I want to get to know you and I want to serve your needs. And this is your money you're spending on you for your own health. So I want to make sure you're getting the results that you're asking me to help you with. And I literally just say that. I tell them I've used every single product that's out there, except for maybe a couple of things that I haven't tried, but my buddy Brandon has tried them last month and he's saying a lot of good things about it. So he's challenging me to try products I haven't tried. Brain Boost being one of them. I yet to order that, but this is what it means by trying all the products that's available, even for ourselves, so we can actually speak to those needs. So the way I really approached the last couple of weeks creating consultants, because for me to move forward with this goal, I had to really accumulate a lot of volume in my business center. So I'm going to use, let's say, Melissa as an example. So I've talked to Melissa a couple of months ago, a year ago, and she said no. Even the 30-day system was expensive for her. Okay, and I have notes. I write down people's notes like as much as I can. I rely on my memory a lot too, because sometimes I'm busy and I may not have time to write down this. But if I remember, Melissa was interested into the bare minimum 30-day system, but if she wasn't ready at that time, I'll reach back to her and say, listen, if I showed you how to earn additional money and get your pack like half the price initially, would you be interested? Is this the right time for you to do that? So imagine if Melissa was looking into spending $300, but now I told her you can get $170 back and you still get all the products. Would you be interested in that? And the way I was rephrasing that was splitting her 30-day system into half. So I would say create an account for yourself for 100 BV, enroll your spouse as 100 BV. It's the same household. You're still spending the money, and maybe get one person, your mom, your sister, your neighbor, it doesn't matter, somebody else, you will get $170 back from the company, because the $150 from the consultant bonus plus those extra $10 for each person you enroll. So that's $170. And that not only brought in my organization 300 BV, because each person came in with 100 BV, so that's 300 BV in my business center, versus enrolling somebody on a 30-day pack and having about 185 BV, and I was getting $25 from that, right? So in this case, I created a consultant, I earned $100, I brought in almost double the volume of BV that I was looking for in my business center, and I also showed my people how to get paid immediately. Because as soon as you show them money is real, it's happening, and they all got paid, it's amazing. So now they're like, ooh, so should I keep my husband's account open also, or should I order everything under my account? So that's a conversation you will have when they're ready for their auto ship. And by that time, hopefully they can bring on 2 more people, and they don't have to have 2 accounts open if that's what they choose to do. So again, you have to ask questions. You have to ask about their budget, their goals, and what their needs are. So in this scenario, like I literally showed them how to get the $300 value, $300 pack for like $170. And I brought in like extra BV in my business center, which helped me with cycles. And that's what I was actually looking for too. So I helped them to save money, which in return helped me as well. Another way of showing people to, again, I chose as a business owner, we're in the business, as a business owner to give away my PIBs, meaning if Melissa was ready to start on her value pack, instead of her doing that and me taking the $100, I actually asked her to like have 3 orders like put in the system, again, her spouse and like mom or whatever, and their $600 pack was even like half the cost. So I gave away me earning introductory bonuses and having them spend the same money, even less, by creating consultants, and potentially bringing a lot more people in the future, because I was really reiterating the fact that, listen, we're going to redirect your cost and we are actually going to help you save money and eat for free. Everybody can afford $5 a day. And that's what I was really talking about. And I said, I consume a lot of products because I've been in this journey for a long time and I love everything I use, but not everybody is a go-getter. Not everybody wants to like dive in and do everything and double cleanse days. I know Karen loves doing 48-hour cleanses, and we're going to talk about that, buddy. But, but listen, if the daily cleansing, oh, I know. That was a sarcastic joke because I know he hates cleansing. But again, like asking people what their needs are and helping them to like redirect their costs for every state. And if you live in California, you know, you'll be spending a lot of time in traffic driving. And I'm like, listen, you're going to need that e-shot as your commute home. Trust me, you're going to need that. Have an e-shot a day and have a 1 bar. Like if you hate drinking shakes, just have a bar and the e-shot. You're good. You're done. So again, asking questions and kind of reiterating what their needs are. So with that said, doesn't mean this is going to be my approach for the rest of my Isagenix business. No, this is an approach that I took, and I did a lot of math. I literally spent like almost 2 hours getting to know my numbers, how much BV I need to come to my business center, how many consultants I need to create, how many people I can go back to and ask the question again, are you ready? Do you know somebody? Who can we do 3-way calls with? How can I help you? But again, it takes time to get organized. It doesn't just happen like that. I wish it did. But again, I was in the competition mode. I had to go by the end of Sunday, and that was it. So moving forward, I will always reevaluate my business where I am. As a business owner, as a professional network marketer, that's what you do. If you choose to give away, like $100 PIB as a, thank you gift to your like new customer, that's your decision. That's your, I'm not gonna be like the way you can never do that. You can never like discount packs or do anything like that because that's technically illegal. But you can always ask people saying, listen, how can I help you to earn extra $170? How can I help you to earn additional, like go to a manager and create over just found notes how I actually, instead of one of my friends who was just gonna become a customer, converted to a customer to a consultant, she went manager in less than 48 hours. I showed her the money, you guys. I put people's names. I said, give me their names, who they are. And I put boxes. Dad goes here, husband goes here, business partner goes here, mom goes. I doubt. You got to show it to them. And this is my friend who is a classmate that lives in Florida. And she staffs overnight graveyard shift at Walgreens. I believe she's at Walgreens. So I was up at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., my time, so I can help her put in orders in the system. So because that was her slow time and she could like do this on the side. And I showed her how to make $1,100 in less than 48 hours. So my next step is, again, obviously talk about business with her. And she's actually my customer that came and went.
So, but Christine, so this is incredible because I think this makes a really good point that, I say this, you guys have heard me say this before, but he who holds the pen makes the money. Like if you're not comfortable enough to draw out on paper how people can get their products paid for, that needs to be your homework tonight, right?
Yep.
Because it never would have happened. If you don't understand it, you can't expect your newly enrolled to understand it, right? So that really needs to be your homework. is the you plus two, them plus two. And we've got a great video on the Global Exec Team page that runs right through it. If you have a hard time finding it, feel free to message me. Feel free to message your upline. We'll be sure that you get it. But it's actually going to be a homework assignment in the next couple of weeks with the Future Executives training, is to be able to write that out. It's uber critical. So I'm glad you brought that up, Christine. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. And honestly, like, I was completely surprised how motivated she was. Like, because again, in my mind, I was kind of prejudging also. I'm like, okay, she's at work. I'm already building a story in my head that she's busy, she's staffing, but I failed to ask the question, like, crap, like, if I show her how to make $1,000, like, she better clock out and like do something, right? So like, stop prejudging people. Duh. I was like, when she started telling me, like, where should I put so-and-so? I was like, wait, you have more than 2 people? She's like, yeah, I have like 4 or 5 more. I was like, shut up. Hold on, we're going to get you to a manager. So you can get the Crystal Manager bonus and all this stuff. So anyways, no more prejudging. It doesn't matter who they are, how busy they are. If you want it, you will be making time for that. And I'm no BS type of person. Like, how bad do you want it? Like, right, Melissa said, like, you make it as a priority. So anyways, I can go on and on and on, but just want to make sure everybody is clear that this is not the norm. I have not created this many consultants in the history I've been with. And if it wasn't for this extra $100 the company rolled out, I would not have been able to like reach my goals, because that extra $100 that they're doing as a Crystal bonus, it's freaking genius. And I hope they keep it going. You guys don't miss out on that. Like, it's huge. Like, go back to your old customers. Even if they've been ordering like 1 shake a month, like, just show them like, hey, why don't you order 4 shakes a month, become active, and let me have you get that for free for the next month. Again, yeah, just go back to the basics. Don't make it complicated and just do the freaking work.
So Christine, do you know that you, in my team, you've created the most consultants out of everyone, including me. You've created more consultants than I have.
Yeah, that was another incentive. So I was like, holy cow, like, because I've created more than 20 consultants throughout my journey. And I was like, I wasn't getting extra $100. So yeah. And, you know, that was like another incentives I did too. I said, bring in 2 people, I'm going to give you extra $50. So some of my people, I gave them extra $50. Again, that's a business decision I had to make. If there are local people here, some of my friends, I gave them the 2 bottles of cleanses, because I was like, hey, this is going to actually sell out, the peach mango cleanse, and it's really good. I'm going to buy it for you, and I will give it to you as a gift. So some people are like, oh, I need your money because I feel guilty. And I was like, I'm going to give. It's a gift to give back.
That's the beauty of, I think, the creativity of being your own business owner. You know, like, you can do what you want with it. And I haven't gotten a $100 consultant bonus in probably 3 years since I created my first 20 consultants. And so I haven't been missing that $100 bonus. So you've just actually kind of put it in my mind, what can I do to pay it forward with my new associates who haven't gone consultant yet? And maybe I can share that bonus with them. You know, maybe I give them 50 of it, or maybe I give them all 100. I don't know. You know, if they're going to go Crystal Consultant, they're already going to make 150. And if I split my $100 bonus with them, they get $200 to share with the first 2 people, and you pay it forward and show them how to, you know, initiate this business. So anyway, good thoughts.
Yeah, and that would also motivate them to go to go manager, because now they're like, hey, I can do the same too.
Right.
So I think our actions speak to duplicating, and I think that's very important to, you know, like, think about, like, you know, whatever we do, like, people like get creative as well, because sometimes they just don't know what's out there, you know, like, oh, I can do that. I'm like, yeah, totally can do that. You know, you can do that. And because I had a customer, and the reason I'm sharing with you guys about this manager position, because she's actually an old customer of mine. She started on the Value Pack like 4 years ago. Used the products, returned some of them, mind you, because she said she didn't like it. She sent me several messages saying like the customer service sucks because they wouldn't take some of her products because they were like unused and expired. So she had really bad experience somehow. But then I started coming back to my business center and she was ordering like 300, 200 BV a month. And I'm like, what is she doing? And she's like, oh, everybody's like, we're back on track. Now my mom and my dad are doing this with me. I think my husband's just like, whoa, we need to talk. So again, always asking, if you see somebody ordering a lot of BV in their back office, in their business center, ask a question like, what are you doing? Like, can you like slow down and order 100 BV and let me help you become a consultant, even a manager in this case, and earn a lot of money, eat for free. So don't be, even somebody who's ordering 150 BV a month. Hey, if I have a spouse, I'd rather have 2 business centers in their organization and they're technically, you know, eating for free because they can use the BV from their focus leg and earn extra cycle here and there. So anyways, kind of off topic, but just wanted to encourage everybody. So
no, it's incredible. And you know, you can lean on that old, you know, maybe everybody done getting some background noise. That old quote, you know, that I mean, just the routine comment of if I would you, right? So if I could show you how to get these products paid for, would you be interested in learning more, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. Well, Christine, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you've really, you know, got me thinking a little bit differently about what I can do moving forward. And Mike did just a great overview. Mike was actually going to highlight the Omegas today. I forgot about that, but we're already at 9:33. So what I've challenged him to do, because, you know, if you're not learning, you aren't growing, right? So he's never done a Facebook Live before. So I asked him if he would do his product overview via Facebook Live on our Future Executives page, where we're training our new group starting on Wednesday, because we're going to try to highlight a new product once a week in that page. So if you're in that page, would love your leadership as well and contributing. If there's a week that you would like, if anybody wants to own next week, Mike's going to do an Omega highlight this week, and someone else can do the highlight next week in that group. It's all newbies that are, you know, getting started. And then lastly, but clearly very importantly, Jennifer Bartram is going to be hosting our business opportunity overview this week. I want to get really clear because there's been a lot of confusion between my upline between Susan and Jessica and Tammy as far as the long and the short of it is during the summer with the GAT calls, it's very difficult to get any consistency of any leaders consistently offering biz overviews in the evening each week, even though we all committed to it. Then summer hit and some leaders are doing it and some aren't. And it's a kink in my hose because I want you guys to know that you're going to have that every week and not depend on whether the larger GAT team is actually offering it or not. I personally, being an organizational freak, like to have a flyer out a day or two in advance so that we can actually recruit for it and it not be dropped out there like, you know, a couple hours before the overview actually happens. So our smaller team is just committed, you know, whatever GAT does, but we're going to stick to Tuesday night business overviews. No matter what, whether if all of a sudden GAT decides they're doing it and they're doing a product one on Tuesday night, then you're just going to have to decide. You're not going to send the same prospect to both anyway. We'll always have a team business overview on Tuesday nights by one of our leaders here on the team that you'll be able to invite to with my Zoom line. And then if GAT's offering one on Wednesday, then you can do that too. And then as we get back into the fall and hopefully back into kind of sync with everybody being on a good routine, we can go back to depending on the GAT calls, but it's just been so hit or miss. So having said that, Jennifer Bartram will be doing a business overview pencil pitch debut on Tuesday night for our team and anyone else who wants to join. I mean, we're happy to open it up to the entire GAT team. But she'll be doing that. So I'll work on a flyer, or if Jennifer, you want to make your own flyer that kind of gives your background and you can post it on our team page. I'll send you my Zoom line that we can attach to it. So you guys can begin recruiting tomorrow morning. And just know that Tuesday night at 8:30, she's going to do a pencil pitch business opportunity overview. Next week, Dawn Turner will be doing the exact same thing on Tuesday night at 8:30. So we're rising up new leaders, challenging you to get comfortable with the verbiage. And if you would like to nominate, self-select to also offer to do the pencil pitch, feel free. This is, like I said before, he who holds the pen makes the money. Just saying. Christine held the pen and she created a crystal manager, right? So let me know if you want to do that. But it's a wrap tonight. Hopefully everybody can make the get call tomorrow morning and hear all the amazingness that's been going on all the teams this week with the birthday cake shake. So have a good night. There are a million ways to make $1 million. That is true.